Vatican, April 26, 2025. Thousands of people froze in St. Peter's Square. There was a special silence in the air, solemn, mournful, and heavy at the same time. Today, the world said goodbye to a man whose name will forever remain in history, Pope Francis. But in addition to grief, today the whole world was watching another important moment. Who came to say goodbye and how? Who sat next to whom? Who looked into the eyes and who turned away? This was not just a funeral. It was a stage that reflected all the cracks of the modern world. Pope Francis, the reformist pontiff, passed away at the age of 88. His funeral was the largest diplomatic event of recent years. Among the guests, U.S. President Donald Trump, returning for a second term, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, for whom these times have become a time of great trials, the leaders of France, Germany, Great Britain, China, Japan, and other countries, and of course representatives of the clergy from all corners of the planet. Their seating became a kind of diplomatic message. Vatican protocol carefully thought out the seating arrangements to avoid direct conflicts. Trump sat in the third row, on the left side of the central aisle. Zelensky was in the fifth, on the opposite side. Between them were oceans of people, security, and a subtle political distance. But even the distance could not hide the tension. When Donald Trump appeared on the square, the cameras immediately picked him out. Dressed in a dark suit, he looked serious and even sad. Behind him was a whole delegation of American diplomats. When Volodymyr Zelensky entered, many in the square applauded him. In his hands, he held a small wreath with a blue and yellow ribbon. His face was heavy but determined. Their eyes did not meet. Journalists noted that during the official ceremony, Trump pointedly did not look in the direction of the Ukrainian delegation, and Zelensky, in turn, was focused only on the ceremony. Interestingly, according to diplomatic sources, there were not even any short meetings planned between the delegations. The Vatican insisted on strict adherence to the ceremonial plan in order to avoid any public demonstrative behavior. In essence, it was a day when personal and political scores gave way to the grandeur of the moment, but the tension was still in the air. Also present at the funeral were French President Jean-Baptiste Moreau, who stood for a long time with his head bare in the sun as a sign of respect, German Chancellor Anna Lindt, who brought a white rose, King Charles III of Great Britain, for whom this was his first visit to the Vatican as a monarch. Every gesture, every detail of clothing was examined under a microscope. Zelensky's white glove, Trump's black tie with a small gold cross. The delegations had no military decorations, only symbols of peace. Behind closed doors, after the official part, short informal meetings took place. According to insider information, Pope Benedict XVI, who will soon be elected, invited the leaders to a private tea party at Santa Marta's house. Trump accepted the invitation, but did not stay long. He spent only 15 minutes. Zelensky stayed longer, communicating with representatives of European countries. The funeral was a reminder. Even in moments of deep sorrow, the world remains divided. Even in the face of death, politics continues to live its own life. But among all the looks, words, steps, and hidden meanings, there was one fact. Millions of people around the world prayed together. And perhaps, for just one moment, humanity remembered that it is one. Farewell, Pope Francis. You taught us to look beyond politics, beyond borders, and today, under the sky of the Vatican, your lesson resounds again: where there is love, there are no wars.